Bubba out of the booth. Hey everybody, Walty Wanderers, buckle up, strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. It's going to give it to you and give it to you straight. Got a good one to unpackage today. Who's ready to do a little whistle blowing? It would appear Ricky, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Ricky Carmichael, apparently maybe doesn't want Bubba in the booth anymore. Bubba started to get a little bit, I don't know, too popular, I think. Something's going on, because clearly Bubba, Bubba came in right out of the gate, straight to the booth, and even though he wasn't perfect, and we don't expect him to be perfect, you don't have to be perfect, I'm not perfect, that's what makes somebody believable. But Ricky, on the other hand, our boy Ricky, he could barely get out of his own way when he came to the industry as a commentator, and he started at the track because he was too rough around the edges to even let near the booth. Not Bubba, we ushered him right in, and he's coming up with cool names.
It's like, I feel dangerous, German chocolate.
Blah, blah, blah. I mean, some of this stuff's kind of lame. But I respect Bubba for getting, just, you know what? He's like, this is me. I'm not going to be in someone else's pocket.
SMX, playoff rounds.
He's like, what's up, danger, feeling dangerous. He's giving it to us and giving it to us straight. And for that, I respect Bubba. But something's kind of curious. And what do you guys think? Drop it in the comments below. Do you think, because I've heard reports, we've all heard them. Remember when Jeff Emig got ushered out of the booth? Ralph had to go along for the ride, and all of a sudden Ricky magically appeared. Something, and there's a lot of chatter that, somehow Ricky was involved with that. We've seen other reports, even our good friend Daniel Blair, all of a sudden he's out of the industry. Then here comes Bubba, and Bubba's looking pretty good. All of a sudden he's out. Now I could see if there was some kind of itinerary available that we knew that, okay, this is how many rounds Bubba's going to do and Ricky's going to do this. Okay, but this was kind of out of nowhere because it looked like Bubba and Weege would be the commentators for the outdoors this season. And maybe Ricky would show up here and there and be a third wheel within the duo. But not all of a sudden, I've seen no PR piece out of Bubba.
Hey guys, I'm not going to be excited. Ricky's coming.
I haven't heard any of that. And it was really suspect. And here's what gets me a little bit. I kind of feel because Ricky is coming in with his new team Triumph. I believe Ricky also was involved with this new format, this SMX playoff. I'm sure Ricky got in front of some suits, some of these Wall Street dum-dums that are in the sport now that don't even know how to ride a bike, and say we need to make the sports mainstream. Ricky seems kind of progressive. I'm sure he's all about the electric bikes. Let's make motocross. I think we should make it like playoffs.
Like football, more mainstream. We'll get the cream of the crop to the end. We'll call it the playoffs. We need to do some innovations.
No, Ricky, no. You're breaking the sport if you had anything to do with this. But I don't know. Something doesn't pass the smell test for me when Bubba all of a sudden ain't there and Ricky is, and he continues. Because if we're reading between the lines and looking between the cracks, let's just cut to the chase right now. Right now. Ricky is coming in with Triumph. We've been seeing some, when Ricky's in the booth, they're showing RCH Suzuki back when he had a team. You see, when he probably got together with the boys over at Triumph, he's like, I've ran a team before. I brought a championship. I'm the man. I can do it again. I need a lot of money, though. That's what's going on with Triumph. Then he's going to the organization. I want to also be involved with the new progression of the sport. I think that we need playoffs. I need to do this and do that. And I'm going to contribute all this, but I'm going to need some favorable treatment when I come usher in my Triumph motocross team and this new manufacturer. Something doesn't pass the smell test. Now, the truth is usually somewhere in the middle, but I don't believe the industry is being very transparent at all right now. I could see like maybe withholding a little information, but I believe that they are being very untransparent. I believe they're sugarcoating it, manufacturing content, going for clicks and views. It's all about what have you done for me lately, who's getting paid, who's willing to do what. But when I see Bubba, who's clearly clearly a better commentator than Ricky. And I don't care about being the greatest of all time. Bubba was what, the fastest man on the planet? The Bubba Scrub. I think Bubba did more. African American, the only one that's ever been able to achieve any success other than his brother, to get championships and be in championship conversation. And his brother actually had that last championship as well. That's just, he was very, I mean, Bubba was very controversial when he came in. A lot of the industry didn't know how they felt about an African American guy being in the industry. His dad, Big James, talked about it all the time when they were coming up as kids. They were, they were treated very poorly. So they're a very nice Cinderella story in terms of bridging that gap, coming in, bringing diversity to the sport. And his skills in the booth, what I love about Bubba, he clearly could care less. He could get fired tomorrow and it wouldn't even bother him. It wouldn't, because his deal is done. He's made his money. He could have rode off in the sunset. He didn't come back to the sport because he had to, because he's promoting some team or needed the money. No. But is Ricky? I think Ricky, there's got some added incentive for him, because I continue to see cheerleading. While I don't see Bubba every time they have the playoff rounds and SMX, this new format, and blah, 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 blah. All I hear out of Ricky is SMX, playoffs. It's going to be great playoffs. If we look at the playoffs are a joke. Half the riders don't even want to do them. And they know they can already qualify in via an LCQ anyway. And nobody cares about the playoffs. The only thing we care, at least me personally, again, leave it in the comments below if this is you. The only thing I'm excited about is to see some gate drops. Now, maybe this will be the next big thing. Maybe the playoffs are going to be awesome. Now, they probably will be a little more awesome than what we're currently seeing out of the outdoors and Jet running away with this thing. But this could just be the Jet show. If this ends up at the Jet show, at the playoffs and he just runs away with all these rounds, it's going to be the most boring thing we've ever seen. I wouldn't be surprised if the industry, I wouldn't put him past him. We've heard about sports players being paid off to throw games. I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they're like, hey, Jet, could we, maybe leave your bike in second gear the whole race? Or could you back it down? Could you let somebody get close? We'll give you a bunch more money than you'll make winning this whole thing if you'll just make this interesting. This is at risk of just being like insanely boring. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win on the bike, off the bike, understanding the waters we're swimming in now, shark infested, and Ricky might be one of those sharks in the kiddie pool. And he's throwing Bubba overboard. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's done this before. Now, Ricky, a huge fan, massive fan, just calling it like I see it. Part fact, part fiction, possibly. The truth is usually somewhere in the middle. But I find it very interesting. I think you guys need to get, if you get behind the booth, I don't even know if Bubba's coming back, but I think we owe it. Hey guys, even we should do this. Hey guys, I'm really happy Bubba's got the weekend off. Ricky's going to be filling in. Or Ricky's doing this round. Acknowledge it. We heard zero of why Bubba wasn't there. Please, somebody help me understand why. I think today we figured out a lot, but we're going to figure out more. Blow the lid off it every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there. And if you enjoyed this video, I think you're going to love the next video on your screen. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars. I'll see you on the next video.